Monday, November 27th. And let's see, regular class is turning into Shadow Club book. Today we are going to get to some fun learning stuff. We have a little bit of notes, we do mostly fun learning stuff. Novel tests are graded and uploaded, B points are updated, things are good. Those of you who still need to take novel tests, we're going to keep making you take it. Those of you who are missing homework, those are the kids missing homework, kids missing homework. There we go. We turn in Shadow Club novels, and then we're good to go. Now for you guys. Looking at your new handouty thing, home children, we have a new handouty thing that looks like this. Make sure you get it from me when you come back to life. Hopefully you have put your name at the top where it says name, because you are going to need to hold on to this and not lose it all the way until end of December. Because this is what you're going to be using on our quizzes coming up. We're going to be referring to all of these things. Every time you lose it, you're going to have to spend 3 B points to buy new. And then you're going to have to redo the notes and stuff like that. And I would prefer you not have stuff like that to try and make life easier. Hi, Wiggles. What's up?
That's you.
All right. So here's where we're starting off. Look on the left-hand side where it says notes. We are doing our first 2 little baby sections of notes. You see the one that says simile metaphor?
Yeah.
That's the first one we're doing. Then you see right below that where it has these weird little arrows? That's the second part we're going to get to in a moment. For now, we are not writing in the arrow part. Some of you are, and then you're going to have to go back and erase everything. So I'm telling you now so that you don't freak out in a moment and go, you didn't tell me. This is me telling you. All of our writing is going to go in that top little box up there. Wiggles?
I need a pencil.
Okay. You should have a pencil. You held one up earlier.
Oh my gosh, I see one.
Yeah, good job. So here are how our notes are going to work. We're going to be taking a look at similes and metaphors. In theory, are you guys taking English comp? So,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
too stupid
do they
for it.
talk about
Yeah, me
similes and
too.
metaphors in there?
I'm an A+ in her
I'm in
class.
5th class.
Have they talked about similes and metaphors in there?
Yes.
Good. If they have, then this should be easy for you. Some of you have heard about similes and metaphors in the past. If so, this should be easy for you. If you've never heard of similes and metaphors, and this is your first time, this will also be fairly easy for you. It shouldn't be super tough. Let's find out. Similes and metaphors we use to compare 2 things. So as an example, I can say, Emory is as tall as a tree, would be an example of a simile. It's where you are comparing 2 things together, and you have to use like or as. By the way, this is what you're writing down in your 2 little definition areas to try and help you out.
Wait, what am I
So,
supposed to be?
comparing 2 different things by using the words like or as. Comparing Emory to a tree by saying Emory is as tall as a tree. When I ran a race on Thanksgiving morning, I would say I ran like a cheetah in that race, comparing me to a cheetah. So you're just going to be comparing 2 things using like or as. Gakers,
Can I stand in a circle because I can't see?
just scoot back a little bit, and then you can, not the whole chair. You're going to have to actually get up and move. Yeah, it kind of sucks, doesn't it? Would it be much easier to be in your seat?
Well, I finished this.
Good job. What about my Simpson sheet?
Well, almost.
And the missing work?
It's just not very like
Metaphor is the same thing, but you do not use like or as. For the metaphor, you are saying one thing is the other. This one's a little bit tougher, and you're going to have just like a stronger version of it. So instead of saying Emory is like a tree when she stands there, I would say Emory is a tall tree standing over there. No more like or as. I'm just making a statement. In the race last week, I was a cheetah running down the road, where I'm not saying like or as, I'm just saying I was a cheetah. So you're just going to make a statement where one thing is this other thing. So, here's what you're doing. Writing down definition of simile, so you get to use it today when you have to do examples out loud. Writing your definition of the metaphor, so you can look at it as you're writing down these examples as we go forward. Then, you have to create your own example of a simile and your own example of a metaphor that you're going to be reading out loud for our game in just a moment. Now realize, many of you have no idea how to correctly write a simile or metaphor. I'm okay with that. If you completely screw this up and just write, I like tacos, that's completely wrong. but it's okay because you tried. All I need you to do is try for this game. If you have nothing written down, we get to make you stand up and we get to try and help you. But sometimes the help may be painful, but that's up to you. So when you write your example of simile, use like or as. When you write your example of metaphor, do not use like or as. Where do you write your examples? In this little tiny spot right there.
Oh my goodness, I'm still talking!
Or if you would like to yell at me because you're grumpy, you can also write it over here on this side area. We're going to need this main area for a poem we're going to write, but you can use this little area over here. Remember earlier when I was talking about this and I said some of you are going to ignore me and end up writing in that area anyway?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Okay.
I wrote it under the thing. I put in big words, no, like, or as, because
I apologize for attacking you. I was wrong.
Yeah.
While you're doing that, I'm going to read from our book for a few minutes while you're trying to inspire you with similes or metaphors. Then we get to play the game where you're going to be reading your examples out loud. Hi, Lucas.
I think instead of reading any more books, we should just watch movies.
All right, so you guys don't mind doing book reports then?
Lucas,
Well,
don't
that's why I'm
talk.
reading it, so you don't have to do a book report.
I would rather do a book report if I was gonna
Lucas,
watch
don't
movies.
talk.
If I'm gonna watch movies, I like movies.
Shh, he can hear you. Here.
Okay.
Isn't my folder?
Absolutely.
Anyway.
It sounds like you're trying to be responsible. I support that.
Okay, I don't know.
Pause. Hey, children at home. Anyway, back here. So we have that. You're going to get a chance to read your examples in just a moment. But now, go down to the ones that have the little arrows.
Bro.
And we're going to do 3 more notes. I know. It's almost time for you to pass out because it's like a total of 7 sentences. Sure. You can write it down right now.
Oh, I thought I had to do the homework.
Well, you have to do both. You've given yourself more work.
Cameron.
I'll just do the actual.
You're better at this.
So,
You won't.
here are the 3 things I'm going to have you write down. Looking at your examples that you did, I want to make sure that you followed directions on them. So there's 3 things I'm going to try and help you out with. 1, your similes and metaphors have to compare to nouns. So make sure you are comparing nouns. This is where we're going to find out if I have to assign in IXL next week for nouns. Because if you don't know what a noun is, I'm going to
Person,
have
place, or thing.
Or idea.
I'm aware I know what a noun is. I'm making sure you guys know what a noun is.
Alright, everybody.
So, when you're doing it, you can say Emery is as tall as a tree. That compares Emery and a tree.
I can't.
What you can't say is Emery is really tall. That compares Emery to tall,
Hello.
and tall is an adjective. So make sure you're comparing a noun to a noun. Not a noun to a verb, not a noun to an adjective. And then also remember that when you just turned in 150 lines, you probably don't want to spend all those points the same day you just got them. But that might be me. Then reach over and grab your pencil.
That's what I was thinking.
Try not freaking out. Also, hi Stella.
That's not what I was raising my hand about. I was asking, do we have to have 2 similes and 2 metaphors, or just a metaphor and a simile?
The 2 nouns you compare cannot. I'm sorry. I apologize. You wanted me to make fun of you because there's a giant sign here that told you how many to have, and you said, please make fun of me because I didn't want to read when I wrote it in capital letters 1.
That's what I thought, but then
You just wanted me to make fun of you. I understand. That's okay. Then, the 2 nouns you're comparing cannot be the same thing. It should make sense, but you cannot compare something to itself. As an example, you can't compare a whale to a fish because they're kind of too similar. You can't write down for your simile, the whale swam as well as a fish. Because I'll go, what are your 2 nouns? You're going to go, a whale and a fish. I go, you're comparing a whale to a fish. And you're like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, those are way too close to each other. Just like you cannot compare the floor to the ground. As I had a kid do last year, it said, when I tripped and fell, the floor was as hard as the ground.
It's the same thing.
That's what I said too. And he said, but Mr. Broviak, I know I'm supposed to be standing when I'm working on homework. Why would you charge me points? And I said, you know how kids are nowadays. Along those same lines, you cannot compare me to a teacher. I am a teacher.
What was that?
Given I may not look like a teacher on some days, but I'm still a teacher. You can compare me to a clown. You can compare me to Grimace. You can compare me to a devil, but you can't compare me to a teacher because I am. Just like you cannot go, Emery is as tall as a girl. Would not work because you're comparing Emery to a girl. You can't say, in the race, Lucas was as fast as a boy.
I mean, it's true.
Because it doesn't work because you're comparing something to something they already are. And our last one, you cannot use the word looks in your simile or metaphor. The reason being is that it makes it all wussy and globetrottery, and I get to attack you. So if you have the word looks, make sure you pull it out. As in, that dog looks like an angry lion is not well written. So what you're going to end up doing is take out the looks, put in an is, and it becomes that dog is like an angry lion. Comparing dog to lion. So hopefully that makes sense. Emery, I'm going to have you go ahead and close iPad just because I don't want to keep charging you points and we seem to be struggling today. So I'm just going to... Yeah. Well, you can keep standing. I was just trying to help you keep points. You're welcome to make your choice.
I'm really confused.
Well, because a moment ago when the air freshener went off and you started jumping around going, what is it? What is it? In the middle of me talking, that charges you points. So I'm trying to help you make choices, which sometimes we struggle with. But we get to make our choices. All right. Now what you're getting ready to do is you're getting ready to read your examples that hopefully have followed all of these directions. And we're going to see how well it goes.
Wait, how many?
Luckily...
Write that down. Wait,
What's that?
write this.
You already did.
What?
Oh, yeah, I didn't bring that. I didn't
You didn't tell us to.
He
Really?
said
You
to
didn't
write
say
down
no.
these notes under the...
Oh, we did.
Wait, do we write just the...
It's my fault for not recording class that we can play back. Oh, wait. It's right there on the video.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
no,
but
you're
you
supposed
never
to
said
write
it.
two.
Right, you write it
Yes,
on
he
the
did. I heard him say
back. You write it on
He
the
said
back.
just
How
Listen.
would the kids who actually...
Not all of you can Emery away all your points at once. Give me a second. I'm getting there. See? I just turned her into a verb. So here's how our... Huh? Luckily, Ian has volunteered to go first, which is very nice of you, Ian. Thank you. But Ian, it's okay. You took the easy role. It was Abby who took the hard one because you're going to be reading your example to her. Abby, thank you for volunteering. It's very kind of you. So here's what you're going to do, Ian. You are going to be reading either your simile or metaphor out loud. Abby is going to tell us which one it is. It's either a simile or a metaphor or none of the above. Because if Ian writes down, I like tacos, that's not a simile or a metaphor. Then, Abby is going to tell us what two nouns are being compared, so we know what nouns are.
What?
Then, Abby is going to tell us why we're comparing these two things. So as we go through, if he says, Emery is a tall tree, is it because she's covered in leaves? Is it because birds like to nest in her hair? Is it because she's tall? So you have to have a reason why we're comparing them. Which means for you guys, have a reason why you have your simile or metaphor. If you write down, Gunner is a chair, I'm going to go, why are you comparing Gunner to a chair? And you go, I don't know, I just picked two random things. That's not good, and I'm going to make fun of you. So have a reason on your comparison. Ian?
I am.
I think so. That should work all right.
But then you don't use is.
No, you can use am, are, was, were. You don't have to have is. It depends if it's a singular or plural subject. But that's only half of our game.
What?
Because Abby's learning impacts all of you. We're going to introduce you to what's called impact learning. If Abby makes a mistake, it hurts all of you. Because if he says, Emery is a tall tree, and then she goes simile, is that correct?
No.
No. Oh my God! That learning impacts everybody. So every time there's a wrong answer, oh my God! It impacts everybody. So, as soon as you hear someone give a wrong answer, you tell me it's a wrong answer by covering your ears. Now, as soon as you cover your ears, though, that tells me you know the answer and you're volunteering to go instead. So as soon as you cover your ears, I get to look at you and go, oh, stop! They're volunteering to go instead. But if you know they're wrong, you better cover your ears. And that, What's that? You want to go first? Done. Oh, that's so confusing.
Wait.
What's up, Stella?
Do I have to write just like, do I have to write like the sub bullets or just the big bullets?
Just the big bullets.
Just the big bullets?
Just the big bullets.
It's not really bullets, kind of an arrow.
You're the one that said that.
Well,
Right. Ian, are you ready?
Yeah.
Me too. Abby, you ready? Me too.
don't get wrong.
Okay.
Stop.
Stop.
I'm just making sure it's in the right spot. Go for it, Ian.
I am as short as a pencil, as the tiniest pencil.
I am as short as a, we'll just say tiny pencil. I am as short as a tiny pencil.
Similes.
Simile. So I pause for a second to look around to see if anyone thinks that she's wrong.
Wait.
Now remember, I'm old and I have bad eyesight. So if your hand's going anywhere near your ears, I'm going to assume that's your. Oh, I got confused.
Wait, what was it?
It's a simile. Good job. Comparing what two nouns?
Wait, can
I
he read it again?
I am as short as a tiny pencil. Sounds like we're on the right track. She hasn't answered yet.
I know it though.
Well, we have to wait for her to answer. She might be correct. I am as short
I
as a tiny pencil.
and pencil.
I and pencil. Lucas, you say
It's
no.
Ian and pencil.
He says Ian and pencil.
Tiny
Same
pencil.
thing. It says
Same
I in the
thing.
poem.
Wait.
Ah.
Guys,
Stella?
It's a tiny pencil.
It doesn't
No,
matter.
wait, no, that's an adjective. No, she was right.
Are nouns a person?
I would agree. I and Ian are the same
Thank
thing.
you,
It's just a
Dad.
pronoun. So I
was
and
right,
pencil.
though.
Now hang
I
on.
was right.
What do they have in common? They're both
Tiny.
nicely done. Good job, Abby. Abby, now you get to go. Now here's the trick. You have to read the opposite of what was read to you. So if he read a simile,
Wait,
you'd
then
read
I just
metaphor.
give him the answer.
Only if they're paying attention. Look around. I think we're safe. So that requires kids to pay attention, and most kids have no idea what's going on right now. So hang on. You're getting ready to read yours for Gia. We're gonna see how.
Gia.
All right.
Okay. Stella is a cheetah because she's so fast.
We go. Stella is a cheetah because she's fast.
That's a metaphor.
Guys, I go fast. Don't have to tell me.
Is correct. Good job. I was waiting to see. Comparing what two nouns?
Stella and a cheetah.
Correct again. Good job. And what they have in common? They're both.
Fast.
Good job. Look at that, Gia. Go you. Let's have you read yours for Lucas.
Yeah, we did it.
Why'd you point over there? Wait,
Because it throws people off. It makes it more fun.
The opposite one? Okay.
Cannot be the same.
Simile. Gia is as tall as a giraffe. Simile.
Simile. 'Cause remember, sometimes it can be none of the above, because sometimes kids mess up. And you said simile. You said Gia. You said Gia is as tall as a giraffe.
Yes.
It's correct. That's a simile.
Talk about
Comparing what two things?
Gia and can you read that again, please?
Gia is as tall as a giraffe.
Oh, giraffe and Gia.
Nicely done. And what they have in common? They're both.
They're both tall.
Good job, Lucas. Lucas, let's have you read yours for Sharier.
Oh, that really. Mr. Broviak is as mean as the Grinch.
Mr. Broviak is as mean as the Grinch. Simile. Oh, you were just a little slow. What was read to you?
Oh! Wait, what?
Oh!
Wait.
You're a little dumb.
Wait.
Too late now.
Bruh.
Bruh.
I was trying to write it down.
Oh. Tomorrow we'll get to continue our game with more learning and the advanced round.
Right in advance.
Yeah, it's called Tougher.